Absolutely. So talk to me more about this interconnectedness, because so often health gets boiled down to how much did you exercise? Did you eat a salad instead of pizza? But there's so much more to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things that we might have heard in the news is this phrase loneliness kills. Okay, you can flip that and you can say connection heals. Some of the strongest evidence we have is how powerful our connections are in improving our health. And we've found that, for older women, for example, a strong sense of connection, and we'll break down what that means, actually relates to a longer life. Not only changes in our immune system and our hormone system, but there are all these epidemiological studies looking at the effects of our sense of connection and our sense of self-mastery on longevity, on how long we live and how much we can live actually without disease. So that's pretty fascinating. And as you know, Lindsay, I'm really, really into this area that we call the biofield. And we can break down what that is for people that haven't heard about it before. But the biofield essentially are fields of energy and information that guide our health. So these are things that the ancients have talked about, like prana and chi, but they're also fields that we can measure. There are fields that we can measure in the biofield, like our heart rhythms, for example, in our brain waves. That's part of the biofield. What's so cool is when we start looking at connection from a biofield science lens, we're realizing that not only is our connection powerful for our health, our connection actually permeates even outside of our body and can affect others. So our positive emotions, we already know, scale outward. It's said that our positive emotions can actually affect people up to 6 degrees of separation, right? That's pretty amazing. So if I'm happier, there is, a much greater chance that someone down the road from me will be happier as well. And, we're still trying to figure out how all of that works, but the data is pretty robust. When we start looking into research with healing, what we notice is these healers that are working with the biofield, that is, that they're channeling the currents of compassion, right? They're connecting with people in this compassionate way. That actually has a profound impact on their clients. And we've seen in over 400 clinical studies with these energy healing therapies that we often call biofield therapies, that it's affecting people's pain. It's affecting people's fatigue. It's impacting immunity. It's impacting anxiety, all of these things. So ultimately what it means is that our connection, how we feel about our social network, by the way, it's not about how many Facebook followers you have. It's not about quantity. The data is really clear. It's about the quality of your relationships. It could be with your pet. It could be with the nature around you. It's that sense of connection that you feel that is so healing. And the biofield work is super cool because especially as we're coming out of these times of pandemic, we haven't been able to be around everybody that we love and care about. And yet the biofield research is showing us that we can connect even when we're not in the same physical space. And that connection actually matters for our health.